you guys are doing great today. I know I am. And today we're going to do another prosperity psalm. All right, I better get my glasses on. I better have a little coffee so I know what I'm doing because it's early. All right, so I just use a little jar lid. You can use a glass, you can do anything. Just make sure you keep the top open. We are setting a trap. We are setting a trap for our good. And it likes to be trapped. Don't think that we're doing something mean. It loves being trapped. So we are going to assign our talisman, all viewers. I'm using orange because today is Sunday. And Michael, or Michael, is in charge of Sunday. He deals with all success, anything to do with power and prestige, also with music, anything to do with music. So we're going to do peace. We always want peace as one of our power words. We want abundance. We're claiming abundance. We don't want it. We're claiming abundance. To say I want means I don't have. I'm claiming abundance. Okay. And then why don't we just say money? Get right to it. Okay, so we are claiming peace, abundance, and money. We are claiming an abundance of peace and money, etc., etc. And then to trap it, all we do is close the circle. And there we have it. Do you see how fun and easy that is? And how legitimate and powerful that could possibly be when we trap those words, those single words, right into focusing it right into the depth of our mind. We can invoke Michael or Michael. Both are correct. Do not correct somebody who says Michael. They are just as legitimately pronouncing his name as somebody who says Michael. But all we need is the symbol for the planet that he's ruling, and that is our invocation. All right, let's, I forgot to clear the space. Let's not forget that. Clear the space. I'm just using my Agua de Colonia Concentrada by Alvarez Gomez. And then I'm going to put a little spritz of the Van Van in the air too. I'm going to do one spritz of Van Van today. Ha! And 2 spritzes of Orange Blossom. Orange Blossom is the perfume that I use when I'm working with Michael. Just using a plain white candle. Light her on up. You can use an orange candle, gold candle if you like, or if you have a holder that's orange or gold to give it some color if you like. If you don't have any of that, you can just use a plain piece of white paper and a pen or a pencil of any color, and you don't have to use the perfumes or the candles. You don't. You can just do the talisman just as is. All right, so today we're doing Psalm number 65. So what I want you to do with all these psalms is be specific in your mind. What is it that you're looking for? Okay, so we specified we want financial abundance. All right, so you have some goals, you know. Always have like 6 goals and work on them all together with this psalm if you want. And remember, every psalm works for anything. Specifically, this is going to be for money, but have 3 things that you want to bring into your life and 3 things that you want to eliminate from your life, and work them. And for now, don't worry about the moon phase. You can if you want, but you can bypass that. You can bypass that. Okay? Here we go. Psalm 65. Praise waiteth for thee, O God, in Sion, and unto thee shall the vow be performed. O thou that hearest prayer, unto thee shall all flesh come. Iniquities prevail against me. As for our transgressions, thou shalt purge them away. Blessed is the man whom thou choosest, and causest to approach unto thee, that he may dwell in thy courts. We shall be satisfied with the goodness of thy house, even of thy holy temple. By terrible things in righteousness wilt thou answer us, O God of our salvation, who art the confidence of all the ends of the earth, and of them that are afar off upon the sea, which by his strength setteth fast the mountains, being girded with power, which stilleth the noise of the seas, the noise of their waves, and the tumult of the people. They also that dwell in the uttermost parts are afraid of thy tokens. Thou makest the outgoings of the morning and evening to rejoice. Thou visitest the earth and waterest it. Thou gently enrichest it with the river of God, which is full of water. Thou preparest them corn when thou hast so provided for it. Thou waterest the ridges thereof abundantly. Thou settlest the furrows thereof. Thou makest it soft with showers. Thou blessest the springing thereof. Thou crownest the year with thy goodness, and thy paths drop fatness. They drop upon the pastures of the wilderness, and the little hills rejoice on every side. The pastures are clothed with flocks. The valleys are also covered over with corn. They shout for joy. They also sing. All right. So you always want to go through the psalm line by line. That's the work. That's the magic. And you should feel amazing when you're done. All right? So praise waiteth for thee, O God, in Sion. Okay, Sion with an S in this particular part of the Bible is synonymous with Zion. Okay, it's just a translational. There is a Sion that is separate, is a different that deals with the Mount of Hermon, but that is not appropriate for this psalm. It doesn't matter. You don't need to, like I said, you don't really need to be a scholar in these things. You just have to be able to let them bring the right images to your mind. So now Zion is a hill. It's an exalted hill unto which is built a temple and a city, and then later on the entirety of Jerusalem was what surrounded Zion. So this Zion is the exalted parts of ourself. It's the highest parts of ourself. It's the place where we are at one with love, the love of God. So praise waiteth for thee, O God, in Zion. So that part of us which knows love is what is praising God. And when it says that it waiteth for thee, it means that we are so filled with love that we can't even speak yet. We are so overwhelmed with love that we can't even speak the praise that we want to speak to God. Now, who is God? Is God a guy up in the sky that needs your prayers, or he's going to be mean to you? No. God is the God that reveals itself to you. Now, you know that God is the principle of life itself, that which is beating your heart. And in this case, it is also the principle of perfect love. Perfect love. All right, so however God manifests to you as perfect love is appropriate. It can be an abstract principle, it can be a feeling in your heart, or it can be a deity's name, whatever works for you. Or it can be a god and goddess, but we've talked about this before. And unto thee shall the vow be performed. Okay, so now we are vowing, we are going to vow to this power. We are going to vow to this power, and our vow is to be true to this power. Now, when we say that we are vowing to this power and that there will be no other gods before it, does that mean that we can't invoke Diana? Does that mean that we have to put behind us Cernunnos, and that we have to put behind us the entire Greek pantheon? Absolutely not. That's not what that means. No other gods before him means that we aren't going to worship our problems over God. We are not going to make anything in the manifest world be more important than the cause. And that's the practical nature of the psalm is that we are, again, putting our attention back to where cause is. So we're not going to be worshiping. So if you have a problem in this particular psalm, we're dealing with money. So if you have a problem with financial lack, worrying about the financial lack means that your financial lack is a false god that you are not putting before God. Now we're going to make a vow unto God in this psalm. So that means that we're vowing to God to take care of this for us and not let ourselves be tripped up by the problem. O thou that hearest prayer, unto thee shall all flesh come. Meaning, you're the one that's hearing this. You're the one you're the part of my mind that is at cause, meaning hearing the prayers. So everything, the flesh, all of the manifest parts of me, all the mortal parts of me, including my circumstance, that is coming to him. We are bringing all of that to him, her. Iniquities prevail against me, as for our transgressions, thou shalt purge them away. Iniquities prevail against me. We're just being honest with this power that, we put a lot of gods before you. Every single day. It's more about, oh my God, my alternator's broken. Oh my gosh, I don't know how I'm going to pay that bill. Oh my God, she said something horrible about me. Those are false gods, because those give you so much of an emotional charge that and then you run out and try to fix those problems yourself rather than going to God. That's the problem, not whether you call on Diana. So that's when iniquities prevail against you. So now you're being honest with God. I transgress against you just simply means that I'm trying to do something in the realm of form rather than going to you to take care of the problem for me. That's like trying to reach into a mirror to change the images. So that's a transgression. It doesn't mean you're bad. It means, oh, I made a mistake. I got tripped up again. And you're being honest about that. And so when he purges all those transgressions away from you, that simply means that now you're oriented toward truth, and you're in a place where power can flow through you and you can get something done. That's all that means. Blessed is the man whom thou choosest and causest to approach unto thee. Okay, so many are called, but few are chosen. The choosing is our choosing, ultimately. So it says, blessed is the man that thou choosest. He chose everybody because he made everybody. Again, oxygen does not prefer one person over another. So God has no preferences over one person or another. So he chose everybody. But whether you choose to listen is you're up to you. And causes to approach unto thee, that he may dwell in thy court. So if you choose God, who already chose you, and we've talked about what God means, so don't get tripped up again just that quickly. Dwelling in thy courts. Remember what a court is in the old monarchies, right? Not necessarily a court of law, but a court of a royal court. We shall be satisfied with the goodness of thy house. Again, it's a royal house, even of thy holy temple. Okay, so we're not guests in that house. We are children. We are heirs to that house. So that's where a lot of people who study the Bible get tripped up. We're not guests and we're not going to be thrown out of the house. We're heirs to the house of God and to the temple. So it's okay. God wants us to choose. God wants us to claim because he chose us, meaning he created us. By terrible things in righteousness wilt thou answer us. Terrible things meaning major things. Like if you accept this as being real and have the faith of a tiny grain of mustard, as somebody once said, terrible things in righteousness will be answered to you. Meaning, whoa, you could have a major manifestation if you just get your little mind focused on the right thing. O God of our salvation. What is the God of your salvation? It is specific to your problem. We've got to remember that. Salvation is different for everyone in the respect that it's going to address your problem specifically. If financial lack is your problem, salvation is financial abundance. Not for you to go out and get and figure out and scheme and lie and do horrible things to get money. That's when people get screwed up. But what God brings to you is unlimited. That's God of your salvation, who art the confidence of all the ends of the earth and of them that are afar off upon the sea. Okay, so parts of, remember, this is all personal, so these are all parts of you who art the confidence of all the ends of the earth and them that are far off upon the sea, meaning even the parts of you that doubt the most that anything good could ever come from this spell. We are including even those thoughts in this prayer so that they are covered. Which by his strength setteth fast the mountains, being girded with power. Now again, mountains are big things. So he setteth fast the mountains. Now mountains in some parts of the Psalms can mean big problems, but in this case it just means big blessings, major blessings, girded with power. Power is girded, always available to us. Which stilleth the noise of the seas, the noise of their waves, and the tumult of the people. Isn't that wonderful? All those fears, all those apprehensions, all of the evidence of problems, all of the evidence of torture and gossip and bickering and all of those things. And the tumult of the people ultimately is that chatterbox within our brains. Still at that. Just by turning our focus on the cause, all that stuff is stilled. It's over. They also that dwell in the uppermost parts are afraid at thy tokens. Okay, so the uppermost parts, meaning even though those parts of us that are really clear on what we're doing and why we're doing it, even we are still amazed at thy tokens, meaning even the smallest little token of his affection is huge for us, right? So no matter what our manifestation is, even those most enlightened are still afraid, meaning amazed, meaning respectful, meaning in awe of the goodness of what comes forth. Thou makest the outgoings of the morning and evening to rejoice. That means the first thing we do, we wake in joy, right? We sleep in joy. Every part of our lives are rejoicing. Every part of our lives are rejoicing. When we rejoice, this is the secret here. You can just that one little line, if you wanted to memorize that, when you're not feeling like something's going your way. Thou makest the outgoings of the morning and evening to rejoice. That reminds you, oh yeah, if I rejoice, I put myself back on the beam, and then all this stuff is on autopilot, and I don't have to think about it anymore. I don't have to worry about it anymore. Thou visitest the earth and waterest it. Okay, now, this next part of the psalm is literally God giving you everything. Everything. Thou visitest the earth and waterest. Thou gently enrichest it with the river of God, which is full of water. Thou preparest. Okay, so water in the Bible represents emotion, and it also represents consciousness, and it also represents your soul and your connection to the all. So, and in this case, it's God's nurturing. It's God's nurturing that makes your prosperity to grow, which here is, preparest them corn when thou hast so provided for it. So corn represents not only food that we can eat, but all the good that we require. And corn is gold. So he's giving you gold right out of the earth, right out of itself. Right? It's just coming forth because of all that watering. Thou waterest the ridges thereof abundantly. Thou settlest the furrows thereof. Every part. Every part. Thou makest it soft with showers. Thou blessest the springing thereof. Just imagine. You just see it. Just the blessings of those showers from heaven. Literally. making your prosperity to grow and flourish and grow and flourish. And if you don't put up the resistance to it and all that stuff that we were talking about earlier in the psalm, it just comes and comes and comes, and there's no end to it. And that's where we want to be, is in that thought constantly of those showers blessing us, blessing the springing thereof. Thou crownest the year with thy goodness, and thy paths drop fatness. Okay, so the whole year, meaning the whole agricultural cycle, is crowned with goodness. That means during the peak, during the harvest, during the during the canning and putting stuff up for the winter, we all have the whole year is completely filled with abundance. No matter what appears to be going on seasonally outside, we are not just taken care of, like with our basic needs, fully. Thy paths drop fatness. We're getting so fat in a good way. They drop upon the pastures of the wilderness, and the little hills rejoice on every side. Every part of us, the wilderness and the little hills. The pastures are clothed with flocks. Just immense prosperity. Remember back then, flocks meant gajillions of dollars in our terms. If your pastures are clothed with flocks, you are really wealthy in these terms. Very wealthy. Not just a little wealthy, not just getting your needs met. You are honkin' wealthy. The valleys are also covered over with corn, and they shout for joy, and they also sing. So the valleys are shouting for joy. The hills are shouting for joy. The pastures are filled with abundance. Everything is singing praises of prosperity. And the ultimate gift that we are being given is this constant outpouring of prosperity from God. And it never ceases. And God wants it. And we don't have to earn it. And we don't have to do anything except for receive it. But we have to claim it. And by claiming it, we must also have faith in it. Right? So this is a wonderful psalm. And you should pray it over and over and over again if you're needing money. Because there's no reason for you to go without. So if you need money, you use that Psalm 65, and you just keep praying it, and you knock, 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 knock on heaven's door until you get what you want. It's not that God is withholding you, it's that you are withholding you. And when you keep knocking, what you're doing is you're breaking down your barriers. So if you're not getting the manifestation of the prosperity that you want, you just need to pray a little bit more. You need to do a little bit more magic, or maybe a lot of bit more magic, but do it again and again and again, and don't take no for an answer. And remember, you're not taking no for an answer from yourself, not from God. Like when Jacob wrestled with that angel, the angel didn't need to wrestle with him. Jacob needed to wrestle with the angel because he was wrestling with his inability to receive, right? So if you're wrestling with the angel will wrestle with you all you need to. I think it was Raphael probably that he was wrestling with, but Michael will wrestle with you if that's what you need. So if you want to wrestle until you get the blessing from Michael, he'll play that game for you all you want, but he doesn't require it. And God doesn't require it either, okay? Remember that the angels are messengers of God. They are messengers of God. They are aspects of God. They are here to teach. They are here to bring us teachings. They are bringing us messages from God. So they aren't God in the respect that we don't worship angels, but just like we don't worship different gods of a pantheon, those are emanations of the one supreme God. The only way to worship is to turn your attention to and become one with, and what you want to become one with is your good, not with an image of divinity thought up by somebody. Not even the God of the Hebrew Bible should be worshipped in that way. You should worship the part of you that is connected with. You're not worshiping yourself, but you're worshiping the life principle out of which your life comes. Meaning, not worshiping meaning like bowing down and supplicating and flagellating yourself and sacrificing. Worshiping meaning becoming one with. becoming at one with. All right, this was good. Make some money, have all you want, and lots of prosperity. Let's make sure that you get this taken care of, because there's no reason for financial lack to be the thing that's constantly plaguing you. We don't need that. So let's make this work, okay? I love you very much, and I will talk to you very soon.